Hi Aquarius, welcome to your November 2017 monthly readings. So these are done a bit differently than the mid-months. I'm going to try to cover home, work, and relationships. I'm sorry. This just happens when the camera goes on. It's like my speech is completely gone. My mind is blank. It's a challenge, but I'm working through it. The Virgo rising thing. So I say try because it'll be whatever messages come through will be what I give out. Some things come through, some areas may come through more than others. I just did Leo's reading, which was the opposite of your reading. That is your partner sign. They had a fabulous reading, so I'm hoping that you guys are going to get the same kind of effect. We'll see here. And Aquarius, there's actually, it's kind of weird. I just noticed, I know quite a few Aquarian women. I do know some Aquarian guys, but I know quite a few Aquarian women. And, okay, I mean, a lot of people have a misconception about Aquarians, and I kind of think the Aquarian energy is just as complex to understand as the Scorpio energy, and it's just as misunderstood as the Scorpio energy is. Where a lot of people have this preconceived notion that, you know, Aquarians aren't caring, they're very detached, they don't feel, it's all shenanigans. I know quite a few Aquarian women. My favorite aunt, she's an Aquarius. And I do know quite a few other Aquarian women. I have strong Aquarius in my chart myself. And I find Aquarian women to be the most loyal and faithful people to their family. They're very family oriented. I know my auntie, she takes care of her parents. I do my best to take care of my parents. I've had a few Aquarian female viewers who also take care of their family as well. This is a pattern that I'm not sure why I never picked it up earlier. I do have a female friend who she's an Aquarian and she takes care of her family as well. And it's kind of funny because, you know, they say water signs or earth signs are very family oriented, but from what I've seen and what I've noticed, and I do know, you know, because I do have strong Aquarius, I am quite strange. And I've always got along with elderly people for some reason. And I do know quite a few older Aquarian women, and they take care of their family members as well, like their parents. They usually bring in their nieces and nephews if they're like they don't have a home. So I kind of find it quite odd because I'm well acquainted with a lot of other signs, but I've never known the other signs to be as loyal and dedicated to their families. And they say that Aquarians are very detached, and I don't think they are at all. I think people have this sign very misunderstood because, like, I've never seen other people make the sacrifices that Aquarians make for their loved ones. So, like, if there's viewers out there that are watching for Aquarius, and like you have this conception that they're not loving or caring, I would have to argue that. I would have to say that they are the most loyal people you will come across. And they're very dedicated to the people they love. And they tend to get a lot taken from them, and they don't let it faze them. They'll still let their loved ones take from them even when they don't have anything. They're very dedicated people. And that they are the opposite of Leo, which is love. They just give love out to everybody. And the problem that Aquarians suffer from is self-love. They need to nurture themselves just as much as they nurture others. So, you know, pat yourself on the back, all you Aquarians out there. All right? I'm going to break the stigma on you guys. I really am. It's a pattern that I've noticed especially doing this, it was like the few Aquarians that I had that responded, they were women that take care of their families as well. It's what I've noticed. And I haven't noticed that with other signs, you know. They don't complain. Aquarian people don't complain. They just do, you know. It's kind of beautiful, the Aquarian energy. It's very misunderstood. All right. We have two cards that came out. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Ten of Swords. Show the first, the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. Okay, again, this is referring to, like I was saying, okay, Aquarians don't have any problem, okay, stepping behind the scene. If you see here, there's these two guys here, and they're looking up at these pentacles, and they're reaping the benefits from this guy here, who's actually doing all the work and the art, right? I feel like Aquarians, like, you may have other people around you that I feel like there's a betrayal here of finances. You may have lent somebody money and they didn't give it back, or they took advantage of you. This happens quite often with Aquarians. That's unfortunate. Okay, but I also see, okay, well, there's a thing here of, like, you see, like, this guy's doing all the work and these two people are watching him. It's like two other people want to take claim or something over, or credit. Okay, well, maybe other people don't notice what you do, Aquarius, but I do, okay? I notice. Like, so if people are out there and you listen to whatever you hear about Aquarians, don't take that to heart if people are saying you're detached or whatnot, you know? Like, they just don't understand your energy is all. Like, but I feel like in relationships, okay, you're working quite hard. But here's the thing, okay, I really feel like you need to be putting emotions back into yourself here to recharge yourself, because you've given so much out and you need some time for yourself. You need to feel that. Like, you need to heal yourself. It's almost like the healer needs time to heal. Okay? And Aquarians, generally speaking, they're the humanitarian. They heal others. But there's times where you need to pause and heal yourself. Okay? Oh, there we go. We're going to stop there. If you hear jingling or tapping, it's just the dog walking around. The next card we have is the Knight of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Cups. I do feel like there was a betrayal that was done at home. Okay, and some of you guys are quite burdened at home. You may need help. You have the Ten of Cups, and that's funny, we're just talking about family, and it's like right here, very family oriented. We have the Two of Pentacles. I always want to say Wands for some reason. All right. And we have the Knave of Chalices. Okay, well, in relationships, the energy I'm getting, okay, the Three of Pentacles, that is my narcissist card, okay, and that word gets thrown around a lot, okay, it doesn't, it's the energy that I get from the card. So what that means is that if you are having problems in, okay, relationships come in all forms. They come in the form of partnerships, siblings, parents, family members, friends, coworkers. So keep that in mind and take what applies to you. I feel like, okay, in your romantic sense, you tried to lay claim to somebody, or somebody tried to lay claim to you. It's a narcissistic energy. Okay, and narcissists see things as objects and property. All right. I feel like if you've been betrayed, all right, by a family member, this family member may be a narcissist. Okay. You, I don't know what my dog is doing there. Uh, okay, the Knight of Swords is a trip too, all right? The Ten of Cups is family happiness. Okay, there's the sense here, though, in some aspect, I'm not sure who you're dealing with, what you're dealing with. There's a narcissistic energy here, okay? Which means, again, it's being treated like an object, all right? And nobody has the right to treat you like an object. You don't belong to anybody but yourself, all right? So finances is a concern in here. It is a concern here. In your relationships, it's like, okay, quick movement. The Knight of Swords is, again, you had this in your last reading. It's blunt. It's quick moving. So some of you guys might have cut off a person that wanted what they want when they wanted it. All right. And well, like, people need to understand, Aquarians, that you have, okay, I feel like some of you guys, the Three of Pentacles is studies and schooling. Okay, you need time to focus on that, all right? Some of you guys are doing too much for your family and you may need some help. Again, it's like the mid-months. Okay, it is like you may need somebody to come in and help you for one day, all right? Because what's happening is you're like kind of, you're very drained and you're freezing over. Okay, which means if an Aquarius is freezing over, it's because they have nothing left to really give. All right, they got nothing to give. You need time to recharge so you can continue to give. The Knight of Swords is at a distance. It is like, and it's a boat. All right, so it's like travel through air. It's reminding me of Robin Hood. And that's, oh, wow, that's interesting. Aquarians are like Robin Hood a little bit. Robin Hood worked for the people, right? He wasn't selfish, he was selfless, right? Some of you guys may need to do a little work. You need a third person to come in and to help you. You really do. Some of you guys need to go back to school. You'll know if that's you. But in your relationships, if you're having problems in relationships, it would be due to narcissistic energy, which doesn't mean a narcissist. It means that somebody's being greedy. Okay, again, it's like laying claim to something that's not yours, all right? Or somebody's trying to lay claim to you and they have no right to do that. This is even saying that you might have family members that are taking from you more than they're giving, right? It seems like you're very family oriented. You have the Ten of Cups here, all right? Like, that's family. The Ten of Cups means family. I'm not getting any, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really getting any romance here for you guys, all right? It's gonna be a pretty tame month, no romance. But what I am getting is you needing to fill your cup. Like, you're running dry here, Aquarians, all right? The Knight of Swords is also, what I'm seeing is like, okay, Swords characters are the uniform. They usually have some sort of uniform on, you know, and that uniform could be anything from, well, being an Aquarian, it most likely won't be the military. But usually, Aquarians, generally speaking, because they're humanitarian, they will fall more into like the nurse category. Some of them will be nurses. Uh, Others will be bakers. Some will be fixers. So they'll wear a uniform, as in like they fix fridges for a living, or they are like they they're tech people, so they fix cable. They'll wear a uniform for that, right? Like it's a uniform energy here, right? Which is weird. So you may need an at-home nurse or something to help you out. Uh, okay, I feel like at work, okay, work is going to go well for you guys. You have some sort of decision to make. You need to take on a very practical and grounded energy, though, at work. So this means that you can't rush the process of things. It's kind of like an apprenticeship. All right, so you need to be very grounded, very practical, very regimented, which means like uh, you need a schedule, a set time, because there's a draining of energy happening here, which means like you could be staying up too late and sleeping in too long, or your hours are all over the place. Some of you guys are partying too much. I can see that. For the younger Aquarians, there'd be a lot of partying happening here. Uh, it's quite possible you guys do have a narcissistic family member, though. It's interesting. Uh, Okay, somebody's very money oriented, so you want to ensure that people aren't using you for money, okay? It's okay to say no, Aquarius, all right? It's okay to say no to people. You don't have to say yes, all right? No means no, and you don't have to be made to feel guilty about that. And if you're being made to feel guilty about that, well then, okay, the person's using manipulation, all right? And if they're using manipulation, well, the Knight of Swords comes in and cuts that out, all right? The Knight of Swords is a truth seeker, all right? He wants the truth, and he wants the truth at any cost, and he's not going to tolerate anything else but the truth, all right? Like, and he can see through deception, all right? Like, he'll cut right through it, or it's a no nonsense type, all right? You do have a choice here at work. You have the infinity symbol, so it's like, okay, in order to alchemize in your life and manifest, it's saying that you need to have a proper give and take. There's no give and take here. What's happening at work, there needs to be a proper give and take. Uh, so that means Aquarians can be very work oriented. They do work long hours. They are ruled by Saturn. Very structured as well, right? Okay, you have to ensure that if you're younger, that your partying isn't affecting your work. If you're staying up late, well, then that's giving you, and you're going out and partying, that's giving you problems at work. All right, your boss is going to see that if you're a younger Aquarius. Okay, if you are, I feel like your boss may be restructuring the company. You have the Queen of Swords here. Okay, the Queen of Swords is a no nonsense type woman. All right, you got a lot of the no nonsense energy here. It's like Aquarians, you're gonna have to really take charge. All right, be practical and grounded, but be firm. Do you see her? Like, she's a warrior. She's firm. she's grounded, she's in her throne, and she wields a sword, all right? And that sword is firmly gripped in her hand, which means like she already knows, okay? And she's got her hand out, like she's willing to hear things. She's a very, okay, they say the swords characters are not like caring people. They are, okay? It's just when they put their hand out and they tell you something, okay, and they already know the answer. Air signs already know the answers. If they're a queen, that means they've mastered the energy, which means they're not in a training mode, all right? But they're also, it's like, okay, they'll cut through it. They'll cut through anything. They'll reflect right back to you what you're doing, right? The seasons are changing here where you need to be more firm and go after what you want. Okay, if you have people around you that are trying to take advantage of you, then you need to cut that out. All right? I'm almost getting like this sense of like, come on, really? Those are the words I heard from her. Like when I'm touching the card, it's like, really, where you can't get things past this woman. All right? She's like, she's like, well, she's not a detective or a spy, but this woman would work for the FBI. You know what I mean? That's how intelligent she is. So it's like if you're self-doubting yourself, Aquarius, don't. You already know the answer. You've got all the data in your mind. You already know all the facts, all right? When her hand is out, it's because she knows. Her hand is on that sword because she's ready to use it. Her hand is out because she's given an opportunity, all right? If that opportunity is treated like if you treat that person like a fool, all right, which means like if you lie to her, all right, her sword's up because that's just like the sword of truth, right? The sword of truth where she wields it. She knows it and she already knows it. So if she's offering you something, all right, then that means, okay, people have taken advantage of you. You already have the sword. They're wanting more from you and you have your hand out as in, okay, I'll hear you out. And then once you've heard them out, okay, don't question what you already know. Cut off what no longer works for you. If that makes sense. We got coming in at home is like, it worries me with the Ten of Swords here. Okay? That's what you're feeling at home. You're feeling, well, you've been hurt in some sort of manner at home. All right? Okay, and home is where the heart is. So, for Aquarians, this includes myself. My Venus is in Aquarius. This is like betrayal, right? You've cut through past betrayals, all right? I do feel like there's a strong family energy here where you need time to replenish yourself at home. Okay, and it's been a long time, Aquarius, since you've taken personal time to yourself, okay? Or since somebody's given to you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like people keep coming to you and they keep taking and taking and taking, and you're giving and giving and giving. And you're when I heard, like, when the hand is out, I heard, like, really. All right? So you got to put a stop to that. It's not going to stop. As long as you allow it to continuously happen, then it's going to just keep happening. All right? So you got to put a stop to it. Don't let whoever this is guilt you into anything. All right? You work hard for your money. That song's coming up. What is that song called? Work hard for my money. I think that's like isn't that was a commercial? Wasn't that a commercial? I think it's an actual song. Oh man. Okay, the Knave of Chalices and the Ace of Chalices coming in. I do feel like you might have a family member, okay, and this would be a different family member. This would be This family member is good. The Knave of Chalices, this one is good. Okay, so this could be for you older ones. It could be a niece, a nephew. I feel like they're, there's love with this one, right? With this niece or nephew, it could be a brother or a sister, somebody. Okay, there's love with this one, right? When I see this card, I think of Aries. I don't know why Aries came through. Or Leo. Leos can be very emotional. But you may have a niece or nephew that might help you out or take a burden off of you. All right. I feel like for some of you, your father has some sort of influence on you, but I do feel like you have a brother. Okay. If it's not you burdened at home, then it's your brother burdened at home. Okay. And your brother needs some sort of help. Okay. To get back on track, your brother would be a water sign, which is coming across as it's coming across as a water sign. He could be an air sign, but it's a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio. Okay, or he could be a Leo, and it's coming up as male. All right, he's got creative energy in him, and he may need help to get that out. So he may need encouragement to go to school for whatever it is. Creative energy could be anything. He could be a professional chef, like he could be a cook. You know what I mean? A really good cook. He could be a really good baker. Like there's art in cooking and art in baking. He could be into music. He could be a composer. There's some sort of avenue that he needs to get his creative ability out. He's a very dreamy guy. He's very, you see his head? Like he's almost like very lucid. Where he might be a writer. Okay, so he could be a storyteller, like he could write stories, and he needs encouragement and he needs support, right? He may be feeling pressure for some reason. I don't know why I'm getting that. Okay, and what it's saying not to do at home is the whole, okay, this is the death card, dun dun dun. I'm just joking. It's saying what it's not to do, okay, and what not to do is not to give up, all right? Don't give up on your family members, okay? You may have to cut specific ones off. You'll know those ones. Those are the ones that have taken advantage of your kindness, all right? And Aquarians are smart. They'll let you think that you're the fool, right? Like they will. They'll let you think that they're the fool, but they'll end up fooling the fool. Sometimes you gotta play the fool, and that's kind of like the situation. So let's not replay out that situation again. Whoever this family member is that's taking your money, they're a narcissist. You know this, right? You're concerned, for some of you, it's like you're taking care of your father, I feel like. For others of you, it's like mother and father here we got, or it could be, I get siblings, all right? Okay, so you maybe the child that you take care of, or whomever you take care of, dance could be really good for them, therapeutic for them, water therapy could be really good for them. Okay, even yourself, if there's some injuries that you've had from the past, water therapy could be really good for you, like socializing. And if you have young kids, they can learn swimming lessons or something, and it'll get them socializing a little more. Maybe a good swimmer. But it's saying at home, it's like not to move or to change things. It's not the time to do that just yet. All right. Okay, at work, well, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, the Seven of Swords is the manipulation card. It is the trickster card. All right. So this is like at work, you can't be doing any of this. So this means like if you come in late and stuff like that, that's going to hurt you. It will hurt you. Your boss will have to be forced to make a decision. All right. Your boss will be forced to make a decision. All right. It's also saying don't get involved in rumors or anything like that because that's going to hurt you. You have the Knight of Chalices. That could be the one that's like causing issues. All right. So what you want to do is you want to be aware of the people that are coming up to you and they're okay. People always show you their true colors. So the people that come up to you and they're talking about other people, well, those are the people that are going to also go around and talk about you. All right. They're showing you their character, and that's a character trait that you cannot trust. All right. Okay. With the Queen of Swords right beside the manipulation card, this woman, okay, well, she can see right through it. So it's kind of like she's all like, well, yeah, okay, come step to me. All right. This guy's looking back at what he's done and he thinks he got away with something. And this woman is like, really? I don't mean to laugh, but I think it's funny where it's like, okay, Aquarians, you're smarter than you give yourself credit for. All right. Like, not, you can't get the wool pulled over your eye where, but it's like, trust your instincts. Okay. Uh, Some of you may be looking for a way out at work. Okay, so this means that if you want a new job, you're going to have to be smart about it. But I'm telling you right now, if there's any manipulation or anything like that used at work, it'll be found out. We're in Scorpio time. Some of you guys need a vacation. That's strongly coming through, all right? I do feel like in your relationship sector, and I'm not getting romance at all, what I am getting is that you do have somebody that lives at a distance from you that may come into contact with you, all right? Like to try to get the bond back between the family, or maybe to try to like lighten your load a little bit. We have the Judgment card here. Okay, so this is like Saturn, and we're in Saturn's getting ready to go back into its sign. Okay, so when Saturn is in Sagittarius, that is a redemption process. So that's given people the whole 3.5 years for everybody. It's given people the opportunity to redeem themselves. Okay, so you just need to hang in there until it goes to Saturn, and that's when things are going to be made right. Okay, so anything that's done, and my nose is going off there. Anything that's been done wrong to you, okay, it's like when Saturn goes into its sign, okay, there's some Capricorns out there that, you know, they have a misconception that they think, okay, well, it's my home planet and it's going to come into my sign. It's also your home planet, all right? It's one of your home planets. But there's a misconception that people think when it goes into their sign that they're automatically going to reap all the benefits from it. All right. It doesn't work like that. I hate to cut through the truth there. Like, it'd be the bearer of bad news. But how it works is you reap what you sow. Okay. Saturn is like Santa Claus. That's why Capricorn sits in Christmas time. Okay. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's going to find out who's naughty or nice. All right. This person knows already. Okay, like Saturn knows already who's done what, and anybody who thinks that they've gotten away with stuff, they have it. They'll be getting their judgment process. Okay, and there's nothing they can do about it. All right. When Saturn comes into Capricorn, it's gonna be like an episode of Gargoyles. It's gonna be like Capricorn. It's like all hell's gonna break loose. Honestly, for some people, it's gonna be like that song Busta Rhymes, "Ante Up." That's what it's gonna be like. It's gonna, you know, what's weird. On the rainbow, there's these little symbols. And we press pause. Ooh, that just hurt my foot. 1 second. You know you're in your 30s when you're making sounds. When you get up, it's like, All right, what's weird is in this Judgment card, you see those little symbols in the background? This thing looks like one of those symbols. Where it's my mom's. I don't even know what it is. but it's like, okay, it's good luck. That's what my mom buys, all these things, and everything that she buys is good luck. So it's like, okay, whatever's been hidden, all right, because it's kind of like those dragons, like Chinese New Year. Okay, so it's like all these people that have been hiding under this false mask of, like glitz and glam, because it's all sparkly, right? And those things are all glammy and showy and all of that stuff. Okay, so everything that anybody's hidden, it'll come to light. You don't have to worry. You're going to start reaping the benefits of your planet when it reaches into its home sign. Okay, in majority, okay, I never worry about any of my viewers being on the negative side. I kind of scare those negative people off. I don't know how I do it, but somehow those negative people will end up leaving. So the people that watch my channel are majority, they're very good souls, like I read energy too. So you have nothing to be concerned about. You got 3 wise men here. So it's like you always have this ancestry attached to your readings a lot, where it's like, don't worry, these people are going to reap what they sow. All right, and so are you, which means you're gonna gain benefits. All right, you're not gonna have to sacrifice as much anymore, but you can't be stubborn either, Aquarians. All right, we can do this. We can be stubborn. If you need help, you need to ask for help. Okay, and you can't sit there and think. And my nose is being itchy. You can't sit there and think that you can do everything on your own. You can't do everything on your own. Okay, sometimes you need help. Okay, in the Matrix. In the Matrix, Neo didn't complete his mission on his own. He needed Morpheus, he needed Trinity, and he needed the Oracle, right? Like, so it's like you need other people to help you to get things done, and you do need personal time. You need to go out and have a little fun for yourself, not drinking fun, all right? Like, you need practical fun. Like, so this is like going outdoors, hiking, could be skiing. You could go skiing, tubing. Maybe you need a weekend getaway to like a retreat in the mountains or something like that. I feel like snow for some reason, like, because that's in the Knight of Cups. I feel like, and you have it in the Seven of Swords. Snow will be very good for you. Some of you guys, okay. Some of you guys, like for the winter, I'm not sure, at some point there could be a bad storm. I'm picking up there might be a bad winter storm for those of you that live in colder climates at some point during this winter, that the power might go out. So just ensure that you have like one of those care packages set up. And if you have a backup generator battery for medical equipment, for somebody that has medical equipment in their home. I don't know why I'm picking that up. I'm not sure, like, I'm not seeing it happening anytime soon, but I do get there's a sense here that at some point this winter there may be a power outage where you need to be prepared for that. It could be 4 months down the road. It could be 2 months down the road. I'm not sure. 3 months. But for some reason, I'm picking that up. So hopefully this helped you guys out. Namaste, and I will talk to you in the mid-months. Ciao for now.